What's up everyone, Ben from Living Survival. Now if you hate flashlight reviews, you're going to love this video because it is probably, more than likely, going to be the last flashlight review of 2016. We have reviewed a lot of lights. I really tried to pick and choose when it came to the lights that I showed on this channel. If you love flashlight reviews, stay tuned because in 2017 we are going to have a whole new lineup of new lights. And speaking of lights and flashlights and packs, I'm going to put a little poll up in the corner here since we're getting to the end of the year. I'd like to know what you'd like to see more of in 2017. So I'm going to put a few options up there. If you would, throughout the video, maybe head on up there and click on it and cast your vote for what you want to see on Living Survival in 2017. If there's something I didn't list up there, make sure you leave me a comment below. So today we're going to take a look at the ThruNite TC12 version 2. Now I love the original TC12, USB rechargeable. They're back with a version 2. It's a little bit brighter. Now I want to mention that in my night shots later on in the video, I was speccing out the original TC12. Don't know how that happened. Obviously a huge error on my part. So I'm going to go through the lumen levels with you on the in the studio here, and then just keep that in mind when we head out for the night shots. Also, speaking of ThruNite, they have decided to sponsor my trip to SHOT Show this year, SHOT Show 2017. That kicks off next month in January. One of the things I made them agree to was to give you guys something every single day of SHOT Show. Make sure you click the links below and follow me on my social media, my Instagram, my Facebook, and my Twitter, whichever accounts that you have, because I'm going to be rotating those giveaways throughout those 3 accounts all throughout SHOT Show. We'll probably do a few giveaways live as well. So today we have the ThruNite TC12 version 2. As I said, the original TC12 was one of my favorite lights. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite lights. Not a whole lot has changed, but a little has changed, so let's go through it. It does come with a nylon sheath. Not the greatest nylon sheath. There are companies out there that make more rigid nylon sheaths, but it does the job of holding the flashlight. There's also no Velcro on the back. I like it when there is Velcro on the back, therefore you can put it on your belt when your belt's already on. With just the loop here, you do have to string it through your belt, so that can become sort of a problem. As I mentioned in my EDC video prior to this with my favorite light of the year, I like carrying a pocketable size light, and to me an 18650 size light isn't very pocketable, although it does come with a pocket clip. To me, you're going to wear this on duty, whether you're maintenance or law enforcement or something like that, where you work at night, where you work in dark areas and you have to have a brighter light on you, something that's going to last a little bit longer than a AA or a AAA or even a CR123. That's where your rechargeable 18650 comes in, and again, you can wear this on your belt with the holster. So to me, it's still considered an EDC light, but more of a specific task light, or a great light to put in one of your kits, a get-home bag, a survival kit, a kit that you have for work, a briefcase, a purse, anything like that. This size light does work great, and you're going to get up into those 1000 lumen mode with an 18650 light. TC12 version 2. Very nice and small, being an 18650 light. It's about as small as you can get. Only lights that I've seen smaller, and by that I mean less diameter and a little bit less long, would be Eagle Tack lights. Those are some of my favorite lights as well, but I do like the form factor and the size and the overall design of the ThruNite. Very rugged design. Of course, it is IPX8 waterproof. You have the clicky tail cap on the back, which you can momentary, which is nice, and then you have the mode switch on the side. Now what I really like about ThruNite is the programming. I love that it has the on-off via the tail cap there, but I like how you have to press the mode button down to switch modes. I'm not a huge fan of holding the button down, as you do on most Olights. Olight makes great flashlights. We've looked at a few on the channel this past year, but I prefer when you have to click through the different stages, whether it be with the mode switch or a half press of the tail cap, as you do with some lights. 5 different brightness levels on the V12. You've got your low here, your moonlight mode, which in this case is half a lumen. Now it was 0.4 lumens last year. So again, in the night shots, I'm reading to you last year's lumen levels. We jump up another level here to 21 lumens. Now keep in mind this is the neutral white version, so you're going to see a little bit warmer color reproduction. I'm all into the neutral white lights, and with ThruNite you've always been able to get them in both cool white and neutral white, which is very cool. We can step it up again. Now you notice if you've left it on a mode for a few seconds, you do go back down to low, and then you have to cycle back up through high. Not sure why that is. It just is what it is with the ThruNite flashlight. So unless you're repeatedly clicking the button, you're going to go down to that low, and then you have to go back up. So you've got your low again, you've got your 21. We can jump up to 200 lumens, which is a great all-around lumen level. Now this was 180 on last year's model. Then we can jump up to the 472 lumens. Now this was 640 on last year's model, so you do get a little bit less brightness here, but that lumen level is the one that I could do without. I love the 2 to 3 to 400 lumen level, and then jump up to the turbo. I really don't see much need for anything in between that. Some people do, some people don't. Then of course we can jump all the way up into our turbo by clicking 5 times. That is 1100 lumens for this year's model. Last year it was 1000 lumens, so you get a little bit brighter light. Here is a closer look at the LED, the XPL V6, same LED that they had in last year's model as far as I know. The mode button does have different lights to it, which will not only tell you the status of your battery when you're operating the light, but it'll also tell you the status of the charge when you're charging the light. Again, it has a pocket clip, and then of course the tail cap, which you can put a lanyard through, and it also will tail stand, so that's nice. Both buttons do have a very significant click to them, so if you're trying to be low-key and tactical, that may not be the best for you. Anti-roll bezel, and then a very nice micro USB slot in here. Some other lights use a cradle to recharge. Nothing wrong with that if you're going to return it to its dock every night, but I do like the capability, especially for kits and things like that, to be able to charge it on the go with that micro USB. I'm not sure if last year's model had this ring that goes all the way around. I like that instead of a little door. The little doors you can sometimes pull off, and although unless you get dirt and stuff like that jammed in there, a little bit of water is not going to hurt you as far as that goes, but I do like that it has the ring that goes all the way around, holding that cover over the port there. So I wanted to let you know what the LED status indicators are on the mode button. I have my notes off to the side here. So basically, if it's greater than 20%, your blue light's going to come on. That's what you have on when you change through the modes. Once you get down to 10 to 20%, your red light's going to flash, and your red light's going to stay constantly on when it gets less than 10%. So you definitely need to make sure that you plug it in and be charged if you get that solid red light on. After you fully charge it, the blue light is going to come back on. Now there is one step that you need to remember when charging the light. You do need to turn the light on before you plug in the cable, otherwise you're going to get a purple light, and that's going to indicate that you have abnormal charging. As long as you go ahead and turn the light on before you plug that in, then you're going to get the red charging indicator, which will turn to blue once it's fully charged. Now if your light is still on, you can hold down the side button and that will turn the light off. But generally, as long as you have the light on before you plug it in, it's going to work just fine for you. So it is so bright out here with all the snow that we got recently that I had to adjust the settings on the camera. This is the moonlight mode. Not sure if you can see that on the snow or not. I can barely see it, so you are seeing about what I am seeing. That is 0.4 lumens, and that's going to run for 70 days. So you've got quite a long run time on its lowest mode. We can jump up here to 28 lumens, and we can start to see around us. Again, you can sort of see how light it is out with all the snow. Again, I tried to adjust the camera to see about what I'm seeing. 28 lumens will run for 3 days. Then we can jump up to 180 lumens, which will run for 9.5 hours. We can just barely start to hit those trees there to the left. Mainly just going to see right around us. A great lumen level for around camp or around the house at 180 lumens. Then we can jump up to 640 lumens. This is going to run for 2.5 hours. I could give or take this lumen level. I am fine with lumens right around the 200 to 300 range and then a turbo. But you do have the 640 lumens as a part of the 5 modes on this light. Then we have our brightest setting, which will of course step down after a short period, but you do have that turbo boost. I put the camera back on its auto mode. You can see how bright it is with the snow out here. And we did get quite a bit of snow. But you can see we are able to light up that building quite a bit on high. Very nice light. Again, this is the neutral white version. Great beam for this style flashlight, an 18650 flashlight. Perfect mix of spot and flood. And a great everyday carry light if you're into the larger lights. That's going to do it for 2016 for flashlights. So I thought we'd end with a bang with a great 18650 flashlight, USB rechargeable, and a great price tag as well. So of course I'm going to leave a link below to Amazon where you guys can pick one of these up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Make sure you leave me some comments below. Don't forget to vote on that poll. And as always, make sure you click that red subscribe button for more videos.